episode is all about the feminine let go so you can attract the masculine. Now, this can be any man that you want, it could be cash flow, it could be just insert your desires. But if you're struggling with holding on to something that's no longer serving you, maybe it's the guy, maybe it's, the SP, maybe it's the situationship, maybe it's just an idea that you have in your business and it's stressing you out, then this episode is for you. So, what's up? I'm Natasha. Normally, I have my husband on with me, but we literally just got back from a trip, the most amazing trip, and he's exhausted. So I was like, baby, go chill, go relax. I got you. I'm going to jump on. I want to see my people. And for those of you that are new here, I was a former single mom, struggling single mom with 4 little kiddos. And I attracted my amazing provider husband, who is a dream. I help other women do the same. And I specialize in the area of helping women re regulate their potent magnetic feminine energy, their nervous system, and their hormones. So if that's something that you're interested in, I promise you, are watching this for a reason. This came to you for a reason. You are meant to hear this message, okay? We're going to go through 2 things tonight that are going to help shift everything for you. It's going to help you just to be able to let go and clear energetic space to receive your desires. Men will be chasing you, or that special person, your husband, your future husband, he's going to be chasing you. Okay. This is what I do all day, every day in the Feminine Energy Academy. My husband and I, my husband was a former bachelor. He was a bachelor his entire life. Okay. And he had options, but he came into my life and I called him in. He is everything that I wanted, everything I wanted, not only for myself, but for my kids. I got 4 kids. And the only reason I'm sitting here right now, and this is why I love teaching you ladies this stuff, the only reason I'm sitting right now, totally rested from our trip, chilling, relaxing, feeling amazing, while he's exhausted. I love him so much. It's because that's provider energy type men. That's what they do. They're the ones thinking in their head the entire trip. They plan everything out, hotels, they pay for everything, food, everything. They do all of that so you can relax, so you can be in that soft, magnetic feminine energy, even if you're a single mom, right? And a lot of times single moms don't think they can have this life. Or maybe you're over 40. Maybe you've never had kids yet and you're wondering, is this for me? Girl, yes. This is why you're watching this right now, okay? So lean in. And what's up? I see all the people tuning in right now. Drop your questions. We're going to get into it. I'm going to go through 2 points today. Okay, that's going to change everything for you. But I am also going to answer your questions. I wanted to talk about stuff that I can talk about when he's not here. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about sexual transmutation. I'm going to be talking about how to make men obsessed, all that stuff, all that fun stuff that, I know you girls want to hear. Okay, so and shout out to my FEA ladies, all my Feminine Academy ladies, Feminine Energy Academy ladies. I see you, Alicia and Boosted Barbie. What is up? Thank you. Love you, ladies. Okay, drop your questions too and give your girl some love. Okay, I'm out here on the YouTube streets right now by myself while my husband is resting. So, okay, the number one thing that's going to help you with the feminine let go. So, the feminine let go is all about letting go, clearing energetic space so that the masculine, will come and chase you. Now, the masculine can be a man, or the masculine can even be money. It's really anything that you want to chase you down. See, the feminine is all about receiving. Just it's the receiving energy. Okay, money is neutral. We know money is neutral, but if you're tired of chasing after money, if you're tired of chasing after men, or chasing after marriage, or chasing after anything, that hustle sperm energy that I call it, you're tired of that. Well, in order to attract it to you, you got to lean into your feminine. Now, the biggest struggle that most people have, and I am certified in hormone coaching and nervous system re-regulating, that's my specialty. The biggest thing that people really struggle with, and women especially, is you are attached. You're attached to him, right? You're attached to him, you're attached to the relationship, that even if you've been together forever, you're attached to the situationship, you're attached to, just insert whatever it is, okay? I'm trying not to get distracted. I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. You're attached to something and it's really causing you a lot of stress and anxiety. Let me know in the comments if this is you, this resonates with you. Now, if you're stressed and you're anxious and you have the obsessive thoughts, you're ruminating, right? You think, no, I just can't get over this relationship. I also coach a lot of women that have come out of divorce or going through divorce right now. I get it, right? I lost my first husband. So I understand that whole grieving process of a marriage. But anyway, a lot of women struggle with that letting go. And because they're so attached. And then they think, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to let go. But then 2 seconds later, you're thinking about him, you're obsessing about him, you are, texting him, you're checking your phone, you're checking your Instagram stories, right? Ladies? Yes, yes. Okay, let's do a quick nervous system check right now. Okay. I want you to ask yourself, do you believe that you can have it? Do you believe you can have it? So, the dream marriage, the dream relationship, that amazing provider energy man that wants to spoil the crap out of you, that wants to marry you, the fat, overflowing bank accounts, the dream body. Ladies, do you believe that you can have that? Feel it in your body. Now, we're doing a temperature check right now, okay? If right away your first thoughts are, I don't think I can have it because I'm a single mom. I don't think I can have it because I'm divorced. I don't think I can have it because I got these financial issues. I don't think I can have it because of my body. I don't think I can have it because my skin color, whatever it is, or because I live in a certain location, whatever it is. If you don't think you can have it for a certain reason, that's your starting point. Because I coach so many women, and so many women think, they're like, okay, I'm ready to date. They're on the dating apps. They're ready to call in the guy. They're talking to guys, all that stuff. And then, deep down, they don't believe that they can have it because they're still carrying around shame around their past. That's the number one thing that will dysregulate your nervous system, is that shame around it. These are things I had to release, ladies. These are called love blocks, and they're subconscious. And even though your husband is looking for you right now, he's walking around the planet right now. Your husband, ladies, your husband is walking around right now. Your dreams, your desires, your dream clients, your dream business, your dream social media followers, they're all looking for you right now. You are an answer to their prayer. But if deep down you're carrying shame and you're telling yourself these stories of why you don't think you can have it, oh, because of this, because of that, that's what's blocking it subconsciously. Okay. I love it. So let me know if this is resonating for anyone right now. Why do you think you can't have it? This is a big area of coaching that I do with my ladies, because we got to get it into that nervous system that you believe you can actually have it. Otherwise, everything is just out of head knowledge. Okay. So, got to let go. A lot of times it's the story, most of the times it's the story that you are telling yourself. Perfect example, I used to be a single mom with 4 kids. Who the heck wants a mom with 4 kids? Right? And I understand this because so many other moms tell themselves this. And a lot of times women that have been through divorce, who's going to want a mom or woman that has all these kids and is divorced? Or you're a certain age, and that's not true. And this is not just for me, this is women that I've coached that are now engaged and married. Okay, but I had to turn that. It's not a liability. You're an asset. Your children are an asset. What you've been through is an asset, even if you've had a failed marriage. Right? You've gone through that. You've learned so much. That's an asset. I told myself, I was like, you know what, there's a man walking around right now, probably in his 40s, because that's what I was calling in his 40s, in his mid 40s, good shape. He didn't need to be. I didn't want a man that was obsessed about his body in the gym, because just don't want to deal with that. But there's a man, keeps himself healthy, and he's been married, maybe he hasn't been married, maybe he has kids, maybe he doesn't have kids. I was okay with it. either of those. But I told myself, we're an answer to his prayers. He's going to be thinking, man, I wish I had a family right now. And then we're going to pop into his life. And then now he's going to go from a bachelor to a family of six, four kids and a wife. It's like a family in a box, a bundle deal, buy one, get four free. Okay. So that's what I told myself. And because that's the story that I told myself, I was okay with letting go of anything that did not align with that. Do you know that there's actual men walking around right now that want exactly who you are? Like you're their type. The body shape, the skin color, the height, the life experience, all of that. The kids, the no kids, the age, you're exactly what he wants. Somebody needed to hear that today. But you got to believe that. You've been through divorce. That's okay. That's an asset, girl. You learned so much. I learned so much from my first marriage because I wasn't awakened to any of this stuff in my first marriage. Now I get to live this marriage where literally feel like I'm married to my romantic best friend. Every single day feels like a slumber party with my husband. He's my best friend. He's my everything. It's amazing. We live such a fun life together. And it's because I chose my husband not based on emotion like most women do, not based on physical attraction like most people do. I chose my husband based on certain things that I teach our girls that are dating and calling in their husband on how to choose men, the compatibility piece. Okay. And when you do it that way, life feels amazing. But you have to believe that you get to live this soft girl life. I believe that I get to live this life. I believe that I could live a life where I moved. I'm from a small town in Canada, you guys, and we live in beautiful USA where it's sunny 360 days a year. Warm weather, travel around, do whatever we want, get paid to exist. This doesn't feel like work for me. This is why I was able to pop on here today. Literally, massive community. We've helped over 1,000 women. Over 1,000 women have gone through our programs just in this last year. Many of them have got engaged and married, healed, like living life on purpose. Get to be my kids' homeschool. I get to be around my kids every day. Hormones are balanced. Like, girl, this is the life. I'm telling you. This is why I'm here to remind you you get to have it too. You got to believe it. And if you don't believe it, if you did that temperature check that I was just telling you about, and you're feeling anxious, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed out, you feel like you have shame from your past, those are love blocks. Jump into the Feminine Energy Academy, my love. Okay, it's a free 7-day trial and you get to heal that. I walk you through that healing so you can release it out of your energetic field because your husband literally could be right in front of you right now and you can't see him or he can't see you, especially if you're energetically entangled with the wrong guys. If you're energetically entangled in the frequency of a situationship or a man that is breadcrumbing you or a man that is inconsistent, a man that's not showing up in his provider energy, he wants you to do everything, he wants you to chase him. When you're in that entanglement, you can't be connected to your husband. It's two different frequencies. Frequency of situationship and frequency of marriage are two different frequencies, right? If you want to call in that dream job, you want to call in that dream business, those dream clients, you got to untangle yourself from your old timeline and quantum leap to a new timeline. Okay? Got to kill off that old identity. Got to re-regulate that nervous system so you feel safe and believe and normalize that you can have it. Okay? This is what I do every day, all day. So before I get to point number 2, I just want to share this one thing. Just this past week, we had one of our ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy, of course. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 examples of attracting the masculine. Okay. So one lady, she did everything I was telling her to do. We optimized her dating profile, did the energy work, and she already made her match with her dream man. Now they're dating for marriage. Okay. This was just last week. Another lady I was coaching, she's in the Feminine Energy Academy. She, things were like falling apart in her business. She was struggling financially, but she did everything that I taught her about staying in alignment, letting go, surrendering it to God, all that stuff, that detachment, that feminine let go. Okay. No matter what, ignoring your 3D reality, walking by faith, not by sight. And then she wanted to sell out in her product this month. She already sold out. She just posted that. Okay. So once again, this is not just about men. Men are the bonus, right? But this is about everything in your life. And you're not burning out your hormones. You are not stressing your hormones out. You don't have, adrenal fatigue and high cortisol levels and running off of adrenaline and that hustling, grinding energy. Things are coming to you. Yes, you're still showing up. Yes, you're still taking aligned action, but your nervous system has been healed. Your blocks or subconscious blocks have been healed. So you can just you already know what you called in. So now you get to stay rested, unbothered, and keep moving through your day, not triggered. If you're triggered, that is a sign of that you need healing in that area. That's it, period. Period, ladies. Okay. Now, number two. So I talked about for the feminine let go. The first thing is just acknowledging, hey, do I actually believe I can have this? Or do I have sticky energy around it? Is my nervous system still freaking out over this thing? Is my nervous system, does it not think I can actually have this because this, and this reason? Well, you could be handed the perfect dating strategy. We can optimize your dating profile, which is something I do all day, every day with the women, by the way. We can work on your business, which is also something I help our ladies. Social media. You could be handed the perfect strategy, but if you don't believe that at a subconscious level you can have it at a nervous system level, then you're going to push it away. That is what self sabotage is, and it's all subconscious. So just know it's playing in certain patterns, subconscious. Okay. Now, point number two, what's going to help you with that feminine let go so you attract your desires, the masculine, the money, the whatever it is that you want, because you can have it, right, babe? Yes. So the number two thing is you got to exchange your focus and your energy for something different. So one of the biggest things that women struggle with when they're trying to detach, I think my foot just fell asleep. I was like all chill and relaxed, and then now my leg fell asleep. Um, the one of the biggest things when women are trying to detach, they're trying to detach from the guy. They're trying to detach from the situationship. They're trying to detach from obsessing about their bills and their bank account or what's going on in social media or their business, right? Let me know if I'm resonating with anyone. They're trying to do that, at a head knowledge, but they're still obsessing. You still have this obsessive emotional energy. Well, you can transmute that energy. So transmutation is taking all that energy. This is not woo woo, by the way. Okay, this is how God has designed us. Take all of that energy and instead of obsessing about the guy, instead of obsessing about what you think you're doing wrong in your business, instead of obsessing about what you think is wrong with your face or your body or whatever is going on in your mind at the moment, you take that energy and you focus on something else. And not just to numb and scroll on social media. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That is creation energy. Take that emotional charge and use it for your glow up. Be obsessed about your healing. Be obsessed about healing your blocks so you don't have to deal with them anymore. Be obsessed with healing your triggers so you don't have to deal with that anymore. Be obsessed with learning communication skills with the masculine, something that we teach so much here and in the Feminine Energy Academy, how you communicate with the masculine, right? In the dating phase, on the dating app phase, in the dating phase, like actually on dates and engagement, marriage phase, those are all different stages. Do you feel confident in your communication? Do you feel confident in texting? Do you feel confident on dates? Do you feel confident in, just your ability in a marriage? These are skills you want to glow up in, babe, that you want to up level in even before the man shows up. Now, if the man is already there, yes, you definitely want it. You definitely want to grow. Okay. People are saying the academy is amazing. The Feminine Energy Academy is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is amazing. It truly is amazing. It is a godsend. God is just so amazing in the healing that he's doing with the women in there. So I appreciate you saying that. But there's been so many engagements, there's been so many marriages, there's been marriages saved, there's been women that have been finally able to let go of toxic situations. There's women that have been able to get their dream jobs, their dream businesses, all of that because they've taken all that energy instead of giving it to some guy that's not worth your time. You know that, girl. He's not worth your time. He doesn't match your love list. He doesn't match what you're calling in if you're being honest with yourself, right? But you love him, but you've put so much time into it, right? You want to give him another chance, like the 13th chance he's on right now. right? Instead of giving energy to him and that situationship that's not going anywhere, take it. Give yourself 90 days, babe. Go through a detox and actually work on your glow up. Take that energy, work on your business. Take that energy and work on your body. Lose some weight so you feel good about yourself. Fix your hormones. And it gets to be fun. This is a win-win situation. I see this all the time. This is why I'm so confident in what I'm talking about, because I see women, they come in. This is actually how I got into feminine energy coaching. I started off with hormone coaching and weight loss coaching. And I would just see, we like within a few months, these women who left relationships, we'd just be working on their body, inner healing, nervous system, all that stuff. And these guys would be running back to them like 100% of the time. Ex husbands, ex boyfriends, all that stuff. And even to this day, the women in here, they always message me like, "Oh my gosh, Natasha, you're right. He came back. I cannot believe this guy from 5 years ago is hitting me up." I'm like, "I know." Or this guy from, a few weeks ago is hitting me up. Like, "I know, babe. It's your energy. It's your energy." And they can sense it because we're all connected to each other, right? But if you don't do the inner work that I teach, even when he comes back, you're going to keep playing the same patterns, and we don't want that. No, you want to attract an amazing man that spoils the crap out of you, that is so calming to your nervous system, that allows you to relax. Like when you go on a trip, he plans everything and you just get to relax, right? That's what you want. If you work because you want to work, not because you have to work. Doesn't that feel amazing? You have a man that only has eyes for you. Only has eyes for you. He's not looking at other women. He's not looking at other women on Instagram and social media. He's not looking at other women when you're walking around. He's not doing any of that stuff, right? You got kids. He's an amazing bonus dad. Amazing bonus dad. I was in tears this weekend watching my boys. They do travel basketball, and they're dominating and they're doing amazing, and they have grown so much. They're completely different, and the doors that are opening for them and the life that they get to live here, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for my husband. I know, yes, God is my provider 100%, but God chose him to bless our family. And that didn't happen by accident. That was because of the decisions I made a few years ago. And that's where you are right now, where you're at the crossroads and you can keep wasting your time with the wrong guys or the wrong guy, or avoiding dating altogether because you think dating apps are hard and online dating is hard and relationships and marriages are hard. Or you can decide, no, I get to have this life too. My kids get to have this life. If it's not for you, do it for your kids. Do it for your kids. And Kenny's mom just said, I just finished the dopamine masterclass. Okay, so speaking of that, this past weekend, I did I did a whole masterclass called Feminine Detachment and Mood Alchemy. So, because I am a hormone coach, I do talk a lot about hormones with the nervous system and your feminine energy because all those things are so related to each other. Let me just pull up your comments really quick. And so, I did an entire masterclass where we talked about your nervous system. We talked about how to boost your dopamine, because what happens with the dopamine when you are trying to let go. Oh yeah, here she is. Kenny's mom said, I just finished the dopamine masterclass. It was so good. Thank you for that. So okay, so here's the thing that a lot of women struggle with when they're detaching. They're trying to detach, right? A lot of times they'll start to feel really down, because if you're used to trauma bonding with men, or you're used to having a lot of highs and lows and running off of adrenaline just in your life, with business, with money, with men, like your life is just, you're always running on adrenaline, you're in that masculine energy chasing mode all the time. Once you stop doing that, a lot of times people start to feel really down, because when you're trauma bonding with a man, you're always getting these dopamine hits. So that's why you guys go away and you come back together, and you go away and you don't know when he's going to hit you up, and then you told him you're done with him for good, and then he hits you up because you miss him, or you hit him up because you miss him, or whatever the situation is. The next thing you know, you guys are hooking back up, more dopamine's being released, and it's extremely extremely addicting. It's the same as drugs, it's the same as gambling, it's the same as online shopping if you're doing it I mean, we all love to shop, right? But if you're doing it in an addictive way where it's like controlling you, it's really affecting your life in a negative way, emotionally eating, all of that. When you stop doing those things, your body kind of goes through a withdrawal. And so this weekend, I did a whole masterclass where I helped the women reset their dopamine levels. This is if you find yourself scrolling on social media a lot, mindlessly, you're numbing, maybe from drinking, you're drinking a lot, you're getting drunk, promiscuity, situationships, just feeling burnt out, having no motivation, those types of things. Those are all signs you want to have a dopamine reset. Otherwise, what happens is you stay attached to those things because your nervous system, your body, chemically, biochemically, you want those dopamine hits. This is well researched. So this is why when I'm coaching my women on getting out of situationships, because I literally coach women. This is your judgment free zone. This is why I love the women that come in the Feminine Energy Academy. I coach women that have been in situationships for 5, 10 years. 30 years over, okay? And not just one. I'm talking many, 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 many women that are low key in situationships. You're my people. I know you. I know you. A lot of times you've come out of a divorce or you've gone through a loss of some sort of trauma. You've gone through some sort of relationship trauma that has not been healed, okay? And then you a lot of times you're later on in life, okay? You've moved on in life, so you're typically in your 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s, and you're just hooking up with this guy. And before you know it, you think, oh, we're just friends. Oh no, we're just friends, right? Or maybe you really like him, but it's just not going anywhere. And you just become so addicted to those connections. It's a very challenging thing to break because not only hormonally are you addicted to him, but energetically you're entangled. It's spiritually, it's like it's a soul tie, right? So we got to cut that off energetically. If you are serious, serious, serious about calling in your husband, calling in that dream life, this affects not only your love life, like that, your husband finding you, but this also affects your finances as a woman. It 1000% affects your hormones because you're stressed all the time. You're worried, you're thinking about him, right? All of that, it affects every area of your life. So, this is one thing that I do in the Feminine Energy Academy is I help you with that withdrawal process. So, I was talking about how, step 2 here is you got to replace that addiction with something else. Well, this is a lot of the women use the Feminine Energy Academy instead of wanting to text him, instead of hooking up with him this weekend, instead of answering his messages, his phone calls, whatever, or you having the need to go out and connect with him or other guys, they take all that energy and then they transmute it and they work on themselves. They work on their glow up about sexual transmutation. So, sexual transmutation, especially for my girlies that are trying to practice celibacy right now, which is something I definitely encourage my ladies that are serious about marriage to practice. Now, I know some of you are like, what? I'm a grown woman. Like, there's just no way I'm doing that. My drive is way too high. I've heard everything. I've heard all the stories, all the reasons why you can't do that. And you're totally free to do whatever you want. I will never ever judge any woman for her decisions. Side note, okay? I love you anyway. But if that is something that you want to practice, you want to keep yourself for your husband, you want to have that born again virgin experience, whatever, wait for him. You want to energetically detangle yourself from the guys you've been dealing with, and you want just a fresh, clean slate and energetically prepare yourself, be that clean energetic match for your husband and your desires, your dream life, right? That's what you want. Okay, well, in order to do that, you're going to have a lot of sexual energy, and that's creation energy. This is not, I'm not trying to be weird, perverted. This is what God has created. That's why we get to carry babies. God has given us that energy, right? And so you can take that sexual energy and instead of just giving it and dispersing it to guys or a guy that has not claimed you to be his wife, to provide and protect you, to cover you, to be the head of the home, right? Pay your bills. Instead of giving it to these random guys, you're saving it for your husband. But in the meantime, you take all that creation energy, girl, and you use it to glow up. You have the biggest transformation of your life, girl. Business, be a money magnet, right? Work on your hormones, lose some weight, your skin will be radiating, right? That potent feminine energy is for you. That's creation energy, girl. That is not meant to be wasted on some guy that hasn't made up his mind if he wants to be with you or not, right? And then you keep abandoning yourself, giving him 18 chances to get his stuff together because you love each other. No, if he's not ready, he's not ready. Period. Right? I'm going to get to your guys' questions in a second. Let me know if I'm resonating with anyone. But he doesn't deserve that. Love him and release him. And if you're struggling with that, then let me help you. Okay. I can help you in the Feminine Energy Academy. You can jump in, you can private message me, and you can tell me your story. Let me know exactly what you've been through and exactly what you're calling in and exactly what you feel like you need help with. And it is a judgment free zone for our ladies. Okay. And I promise you, your entire energy and entire life is going to change. So, anyway, let me check in with you guys before I go on. Oh, I love this. Wildflowers, like, amen. Yes, use that creation energy for your glow up, girl. That's for you. That's potent energy. Why do you think men want it so badly? Why do you think men pay money for this? Right? Use it for you, girl. Okay. Trust me, your husband will thank you. He will thank you. I was talking to one of the girls. She just joined the Feminine Energy Academy. She's 26 and she hasn't had her first kiss yet. And she has so much shame around it. She's starting a date. She's attracting men, of course, because as soon as you come to the Feminine Energy Academy, you do what I teach you, you're going to attract men. I promise you. I 1000% promise you that. Anyway, so she's attracting men that want to fly her out. I think she's in Australia and he's in Italy and wants to fly her out. But she has this shame around, oh, she hasn't kissed a man yet. My girl, do you realize how many men would love that? Would love that about you? There's no shame around that, babe, at all. At all. But you got to release that. Okay, Alicia's like, damn, this is the clarity I needed. Yes. Okay, let me know your guys' questions. Okay, I love this. A new subscriber, thank you. Okay, I felt a guy. Okay, hold on. I don't know what they're saying there. I saw something about nervous system. One second. Where was that question about the nervous system? Okay, give me a second here. I swear I saw it. If you were the one with the question with the nervous system, please let me know. Love you, girl. You inspire me so much. I'm from Canada too. I love it. We have so many Canadians in we have so many Canadians now in the Feminine Energy Academy and so many women from Europe, so many women from Africa, from the Caribbean, and of course, the US. I'm an American now. I'm embracing my new identity. I love the US so much. Oh my gosh, but I still love Canada. Okay, can you discuss scoliosis women and hormone balance? Yeah, I can talk about that in the Feminine Energy Academy. That's definitely because she's in the Feminine Energy Academy. She's asking if I can discuss the correlations between scoliosis and women and hormone balances. But yeah, I can do that in the Feminine Energy Academy. Okay. Okay, after 6 months, I had to detach. He says he's still stuck in life. I'm so tired of the same patterns. Hurts so bad. Thankfully, Kenny's mom, you are in the Feminine Energy Academy. It does hurt, babe. I understand, but you know you're doing the right thing. Oh, I think I see the question there. Okay, okay, awesome. It's pinned, so I'll get to it in a second. I understand. And this is what I'm talking about. When you finally let go of that relationship, that situationship that's not going anywhere, it's going to hurt at first. It's like you're literally going through a drug withdrawal. That's when you want to give yourself so much grace, so much self compassion, but then do the things, do the tools that I teach you in the Feminine Energy Academy. Otherwise, you're going to go back into the same patterns. Okay, that's so, so important. And a big thing that I teach my ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy is you don't have to suffer, girl. You don't have to go through these transitions from a place of suffering and struggle. You get to go through these transitions in your life from a place of peace and joy. You get to have that. You get to have that. You have to decide you get to have that. Okay. How to maintain a nervous system. So this is from Shanta91. How do you maintain your nervous system when you're co-parenting with someone who is using okay, they're using the child against you. Okay. Um, Okay. Yeah, so that is tricky. When you're in a divorced family, a split family, and there's a child in the middle, how do you maintain your nervous system? I actually coach a lot of women like that. They have the baby daddy issues, they have the ex-husband's issues that are trying to control situations. So what I always teach my ladies is you can't do this in your own strength. You have to leverage the power of God. You have to. So, what I teach my ladies is actually calling in a different reality. I know that sounds crazy, but you just can't do that in your own strength. So the biggest thing that I would get you to work on is your energetics around the story, energetics around the situation, because everything in our 3D reality is mirroring our energy, is mirroring the old stories, is mirroring our trauma, is mirroring our blocks, or is mirroring how you're seeing these guys or this guy, even if he's your ex, right? So we got to change that story so that your 3D reality will start showing something different. Because otherwise, you're going to keep playing in the same pattern. Okay. And I have seen some pretty cool miracles with people around this. And because if it's not the baby daddy, it's going to be something else. It's going to be the government, it's going to be an employer, it's going to be some legal issue, it's going to be something, right? So it's better to learn how to use these tools now to influence your 3D reality. Okay. So that, and then the other thing is really mastering communication skills with the masculine. Let me say that again. You, as a woman, one of your greatest superpowers and your ability to influence the masculine is mastering communication skills, mastering those, because that's how you can connect with people and that's how you can get the things that you desire. Okay. And because you fighting with them is not going to work ever. And also, I teach my ladies how to be the dominant energy in a situation, in a room where everything is working out in your favor. Everything is rigged in your favor, babe. Mercy triumphs over judgment, literally. Okay. So, of course, there's so much more I want to teach you, like scripting. I would be really scripting. I have 7 scripting videos that guides to help influence your reality. It's one of the most potent manifestation meditation techniques that I have learned and I teach my ladies. And it's not new. It's not woo woo. It's not new age. It's actually teaching you how to meditate on truth and meditate on the reality that you actually want in advance so you can stay in the frequency of your desire. Because otherwise, what happens is we get into duplicity energy where you're doubting. And when you're doubting, even the word of God says, don't even think in James, right? In the book of James says, don't even think you're going to get what you're asking for if you're double minded. So even in situations like this, where you have baby daddy issues, you got financial issues, or dating, marriage, whatever, when you have a lot of duplicity energy in you, that's what's keeping you stuck. Or that's what keeps people stuck. Like the guys that aren't showing up into the altar, they're in duplicity energy, but that's not for you to fix them. It's for you to work on your energy. And when you work on your energy and you have that alignment, that clarity and that alignment to what it is that you're calling in, your 3D reality will mirror that back to you. But if your nervous system is dysregulated, your nervous system is still traumatized from the last guy that hurt you or the ex, baby daddies, whatever, you're going to keep playing those same patterns. Okay, so you gotta heal that. Also, okay, I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. Also, ladies, I just added brand new training to the Feminine Energy Academy. One is literally the A to Z on feminine attraction online. So I teach you everything about calling in your provider energy husband online. We talk about your energetics, we talk about your nervous system and staying detached. I teach you exactly all the do's and don'ts for your dating profile, how to choose men, how to choose provider men, which apps to use, the whole process so you stay safe. If you want to date long distance or date men in different countries, different cities, like my husband and I, how we did it, and a lot of the women that we coach that are now married, they met their husbands online doing what we teach, and they were in different cities, different countries. So all of that and how to communicate. If you want access to all that, I just uploaded brand new training on that. And then I just uploaded brand new training on the feminine detachment and how to boost your dopamine levels and your mood when you're going through these transitions. And we go really deep into it. It's so good. It's going to help you master detachment. Like you're going to feel so good. You're going to move through your day unbothered and untriggered, feeling so high. It also helps you boost your magnetism, right? Because when you feel good as a woman, first of all, you age in reverse, okay? You look better, you feel better, and people just want to be in your presence. The masculine wants to be in your presence. Clients, customers want to be in your presence. You just have favor everywhere you go because of your energy is so magnetic. So anyway, I just uploaded those. If you want that, you can check it out. You can literally jump into the Feminine Energy Academy right now for free, binge watch all of it. Okay, check it out and see if it resonates for you. Okay, so question here. Okay. Um, Wildflower, are you in the Feminine Energy Academy? This looks like coaching questions. Let me know. Looks like a straight up relationship question. Should I do this or should I do that? And it's really long. So I'm not sure if you're in there or not. If you are in there, I'll answer it. But if not, then tomorrow I'm doing tomorrow I'm doing a live coaching session. So if you, because it's like really hard for me to read paragraphs on YouTube. I try. But anyway, if you have specific coaching questions, ladies, on specific situations, I encourage you to jump in the Feminine Energy Academy, let me know the story, and then I can answer it there. And also tomorrow I'm doing a live coaching session so I can help you with that. Okay. Any other questions that you guys have, let me know. Um, okay, Alicia, she's in the Feminine Energy Academy. She's like, I've been really tuning into my body and my life really finally started to pick up for me. I've been having a lot of anxiety and the ball was dropping. So I'm so, so happy for you that things are changing, Alicia, for you. Alicia's one of our young moms, right? Who's just, I mean, Alicia, girl, I wish I knew this when I was in my 20s. You are so ahead of the game, girl. Okay, and Shanta said, "Thank you so much. This is so helpful. I'm in the FEA, the Feminine Energy Academy, and and was doing so good until I panicked over our son. I didn't know what happened. Oh yeah, understandable. And this is why, ladies, in the Feminine Energy Academy, how I've created it is it's a whole bunch of actual training videos, but it's also a lot of audio activations because I understand what it's like to be a single mom and you're running around and you're trying to do a million things and but you're trying to be in your soft magnetic feminine energy, right? Because that's what you're supposed to be. But then you have all this stuff going on around you. You feel like you have all this pressure on you all the time, right? Let me know if I'm talking to anyone right now. And you're like, how do I do this? One of the things, excuse me, one of the things that helped me the most despite everything happening in my life, trying to take care of 4 kids. I wanted to move countries. And this is even before Coach B came into the picture. I wanted to move countries. And so I was like staying in that energy of moving. I'm moving. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm moving. And, I sold our house. We were staying in a small condo. And I was just ignoring what my 3D reality was showing me. And I was focused on the desired lifestyle I was calling in and I was surrendered and I was just surrendering it all to God and letting go of the how and the when and all that. Anyway, one of the things that helped me the most was just listening to audios, listening to audio activations, listening to things that would keep me focused. Because depending on what you've been through, for me anyway, I had been through so much anxiety from trauma. I mean, my first husband went through 3 years of cancer treatments, right? So that was like destroyed my nervous system. You don't even have time to think. You're so much in survival mode. And I didn't know any of this stuff that I teach the ladies. I didn't know any of it. And so I didn't know how to release my emotions. I didn't know how to re-regulate my nervous system. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And then when I was, picking up the pieces of my life and wanting to do things differently and calling in that new lifestyle and that new husband and being that clean, energetic match and re-regulating my nervous system, one of the greatest tools was listening to audios every day and night, because it reprograms your thoughts, it reprograms your thinking, it reprograms your subconscious mind, especially when it's super negative. especially when it wants to obsess about things that are not in alignment with your desires, right? Because if you just keep entertaining those thoughts, you're going to keep playing in those same patterns, which means you're going to keep playing in that same timeline, that old timeline that you don't want to be in anymore, where there's drama and trauma and the guys aren't showing up and the money's not showing up. You don't want to be in that timeline anymore, right? You want a quantum leap into a new timeline, right? So, in order to do that, we got to shift your identity at a nervous system level. We got to normalize it at a nervous system level. And when you're doing that, that's when, and you keep holding it, you keep holding it. And people are like, how long do I got to do this for? You keep doing it until you see the fruit manifest into reality. That's how long you keep doing it for. It's not one thing that you just jump in and out. No, you do it, you keep practicing embodying it, because a lot of you know stuff at a head knowledge, but it's the embodiment at a nervous system level, at a subconscious level. It's helping your nervous system feel safe to receive the husband. It's helping your nervous system feel safe to receive the higher cash months. It's helping your nervous system to feel safe to move into that new neighborhood or that new home or that new country or that new city that you deep down desire, but it freaks you out thinking about it. If it freaks you out thinking about it and you're avoiding it, you're not going to be able to call it in, babe. You might be praying to God for it, but that's why prayers don't get answered. And I know that, can be triggering for some people, but I love you so much. But if you don't believe at a nervous system level that you can have it, you're in that duplicity energy, right? And like the word says, even like don't even think that you're going to get what you've been praying to God for, right? If you're in that duplicity energy. But whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you receive it, and it shall be yours. It's done. It's already done. Creation is already done. That version of you that has everything that you're calling in, like the only reason why you desire that is because it's for you. You desire the marriage, you desire the new lifestyle, you desire the overflowing cash flow, the dream business, the impact, the influence, the dream healthy body with the healthy hormones, beauty, like whatever it is that you're wanting to call in, the children, the blessings for your kids, the home, right? The only reason why you desire it is because it's meant for you. And there's versions of you that already have that. You got to dial into that. So how do you maintain a nervous system when I'm oh no, I think, yeah, I answered that one already, when you're co-parenting. Yes. And Shanta91, did you say that you're in the Feminine Energy Academy? If you are, I think you said that you are. Can you please private message me in there? I have specific scripting prompts for you that I think will help you so, so much. Okay. How old were you when you started reprogramming and thinking and calling your new life a new husband? How old was I? I was in my mid 30s. 2022, 3 years ago. I'm 40 now. I feel 29, but I'm 40. And so, yeah, about 3 years ago. So I was 37. I was 37, okay? So, and not only just me, by the way, women in our Feminine Energy Academy that are in their 30s, that are in their 40s, that are in their 50s, and in our 60s, in the 60s, they're all doing this stuff. So, but they believe that they can have it. So, and I believe that we can age in reverse. So I teach my ladies that in Feminine Energy Academy, that we can age in reverse. Like, and not only do I believe this is actual science now, where you can biologically age in reverse, right? So of course I'm a science nerd, so I teach everything. I teach the women in the Feminine Energy Academy is all neuroscience based, and in science and research based. But then of course I also believe in things that we can do outside of logical reasoning. So if you're crazy like me and you want to believe for amazing things, then you're my people for sure. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Yes. Okay. Shanta is in the Feminine Energy Academy. Yes, please message me while you're in there so I can specifically give you some stuff to work on that. Because, yeah, that would be super, super stressful for sure. Um, Do masculine men avoid or pull away when they feel rejected by you? Oh, I think I subconsciously pushed him away by telling him not to kiss me after everything was going so good. He might. It depends. Okay. So if his energy is coming towards you and then he goes in for a kiss and then you're like, no. First of all, that's totally fine that you did that. And then he pulls away after. one of two things. One, it's how you said it. This is why the communication is so important. Now, if you're in the Feminine Energy Academy, can you please let me know? Maliv 12, can you let me know? Are you in the Feminine Energy Academy? Because I have a lot of communication videos on there on how you communicate with the masculine. This is such an important skill set to have, ladies. I cannot emphasize this enough because you want to be able to hold your boundaries. You did the right thing by not kissing him right away, but it's how you say it. It's when you say it, it can shut a man down because men are actually really sensitive. But that doesn't mean that you have to give into everything that they want. You don't. I don't want you to give into everything you want, everything that he wants. But it's how you say it. Okay. Or he is so wounded and the littlest things trigger him, or he just wasn't interested in anything else except for being intimate with you and he didn't get it. And now he's triggered and moved on. So, whatever. This is why we encourage our ladies to rotationally date so that you're not worried about this. But also, one of the biggest things that I teach my ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy is how to hold the energy of your desire. This is probably one of the biggest things for calling in the dream husband, the dream business, the dream body, all of that. Because a lot of women that we coach, they can actually attract the guy. They have no problems attracting the man, but it's holding that energy of him. It's holding the energy of being married, holding the energy of a certain audience or the clients or the certain amount of cash flow every month. If you notice, there's a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs. Often that is something in your nervous system that doesn't feel safe holding it, and then you'll subconsciously push it away. So if you notice that pattern, and I'm not talking about like a one-off situation. I'm talking about you notice this pattern. I'm able to lose weight and then I put it right back on. I'm able to attract the men and then they fall away. I'm able to attract the clients or the business deal, the contracts. A lot of my realtor ladies, huge, perfect example of this actually. I have a lot of realtors, female realtors in the Feminine Energy Academy and in my business coaching program. And they told me two of them last week told me that their deals would fall through. And they're doing like $1 million deals, right? Big deals. Their deals would fall through. And once they started practicing my scripting technique that I teach them in there, the deals would close. Deals would close. So, and then, or the women would, they'd be calling in their husband or calling in guys, right? And they're rotationally dating. But then the nervous system starts freaking out. And then you start looking for things that are wrong, right? We're looking for things that are wrong about the guy. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. I cannot even tell you how many women I've coached who are now married that I had that conversation with right before they got engaged. I don't know about this. I don't, and it would be like the pettiest things. It's nothing serious. Because if it was something serious, I would obviously tell them. That's a huge red flag. But it would be like the silliest things. And they would realize, like, oh my gosh, I'm totally self sabotaging right now. Yeah, babe, because your nervous system doesn't feel safe right now. So we got to help reprogram it so it feels safe so you can actually hold the marriage. You can hold the engagement. You can hold that and it gets to feel good. It gets to feel amazing. So hold on one sec. I need to take a sip of my tea. Usually I get a talking break because my husband's here, but he's chilling. Okay. So once again, if you want help with anything that I was talking about and you have specific coaching questions for me, jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. It's a free 7-day trial. See if it resonates. Binge watch. You can binge watch all of our dating content, all of our nervous system healing content. You can discover your attachment style in there. I have a quiz to help you figure out your attachment style and how to heal that around men, around money. Teach you how to communicate. Okay, perfect. She said, I sent you a private message in the Feminine Energy Academy. I will definitely check that out. It was a first date. Malib says it was a first date, and I think I said it abruptly. I'm not there yet. Okay, so perfect example, Maliv. Okay, first date. I teach you ladies how to be on the first date, how to communicate on the first date. And, I do believe in second chances if he's meant for you. But this is why I really encourage you to get these skill sets before you start dating guys so that you feel confident, so you know how to communicate. And then I teach the ladies practice going on dates so that when your husband comes along, you know how to communicate. Right? This is why a lot of our girls end up getting engaged pretty quick. My husband and I, we were engaged in 8 months. We were married 3 months after that. Okay. And we've been married now for a year, and it's been the best marriage ever ever. Why? Because I skilled up. Sexual transmutation, ladies. Take all that sexual energy while you're trying to stay celibate and use it for your glow up. Use it to invest into yourself. If you don't think you're worthy to invest into yourself, investing into your skills, investing into your glow up, investing into your hormones, investing into your body, investing into your business and your skill set, if you don't think you are worthy of that for yourself, why do you think other men are going to invest in you? They mirror your energy. You are literally giving out the signal, "Oh, I'm not worth it. I want the free version. I want the cheap version." If you're that girl, ask yourself honestly, if you're that girl, "Oh, no, I want the free version. No, I want the cheap version." Okay, so don't complain that men, they want the free version. They want the cheap version, right? Versus our ladies, oh my gosh, that invest into themselves, doing the personal development, doing the inner work, investing in every level of themselves. Guess what? They attract men so easily that are in their provider energy. Why? Because they're already embodied in that energy that's normal for them. It's normal for them. They're not giving discounts, right? Because they have no problem investing into themselves. When I was single, do not get it twisted. I didn't just show up and then attracted my husband. I invested thousands and thousands of dollars on my inner healing and my glow up. Thousands of dollars. And it was the best investment ever because I was a basket case for real. I looked old. I felt old. I literally felt like a Mack truck had hit me. I was winded by my life. Felt like I'd lost everything, and I had 4 little kids to take care of. 2 of my kids were still in car seats. That's how little they were. They were from 3 years old to 8 years old, okay, when I became widowed. I was a mess. I didn't know what triggers were. I didn't know what boundaries were. I didn't know anything because I had been married for so long. I didn't know anything about feminine energy. I was so in my masculine. It was crazy. I was in hustle mode. Was a business owner, very successful business owner, and I was just in hustle grinding mode, period. But the best thing I did during that time is invest into myself, figure this, learning about feminine energy, learning about healing my nervous system, learning about attachment styles and healing, learning how to communicate with the masculine, because it's not just about attracting men. I had no problem attracting men. I attracted whoever I wanted, but it's about being able to attract who you really want and being able to hold that and go from casual to commitment. Speaking of which, casual to commitment, this Saturday, ladies, yes, we are doing a relationship masterclass with Coach B, and it's about going from casual to committed. And we're going to go through all the stages that men go through and how you respond at each stage of that, okay, to go from casual to committed. So if you want also access to that, you probably want to jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. There's just so much good stuff in there. A lot of the women have replaced social media with the Feminine Energy Academy because it's something else for them to focus on during that time. Okay, Ashley's saying, "Oh, we love you. I love you too, babe. My daughter was 6 months when I became widowed. Ashley, my heart goes out to you. Nobody understands what that is like. It is horrible. It is horrible. But God is so freaking amazing. I know this is why God has me on here. I was not doing social media before at all. Not at all. I was totally fine behind the scenes. God pushed me on here, and he's like, "My daughters need healing, and I know that I'm an answer to prayer. And I know it's because there's women out here that need to see, hey, if this girl, this average girl, single mom, 4 kids, went through major loss, learned this stuff in her late 30s, and is now attracted her amazing husband. There's men out there that want to marry a mom with 4 kids. What? Yes, we're out here showing you that. What? You can stay celibate until marriage? Yes, you can. The right man will wait for you. And I know that God really just wanted you ladies to see this. Okay, I think that's it. I love you so much, all of you. Let me do one more check. Yes, Ash is like, yes, amen. God is awesome. Your story is truly inspiring. Thank you. You know what? I'll end with this. I believe in a very powerful, universal principle, law that God has created. And this is what kept me going. And it's where sin abounds, grace abounds more. Where sin abounds, grace abounds even more. And sin means to miss it. So if something in your life has happened, like a trauma, something happened tragically, or you just feel like you've missed it, okay? God's grace is bigger than that. So I knew, even though I didn't understand why I went through what I went through, and it was horrible, excuse me, and I didn't know how I was going to get out of it, I knew this is so horrible. Like, this is like the worst, your worst nightmare for a mom and for a wife is like to go through this, right? But I was like, this is so horrible. So I know God's grace is even bigger than this. I know my life is about to get amazing. And now that I'm on the other side of it, it didn't happen overnight. I'm not going to lie to you, did not happen overnight, but I stuck to it. I did everything that I teach the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. Worked on my hormones, worked on my nervous system, worked on just my glow up, worked on healing my relationship with God, working on feminine energy receiving, working on my communication skills, all of that stuff. Because I did that and I left everything else to God, my life is so much better, so much more amazing than I ever could have asked or prayed for. That's scripture too. That's what God says, that He will do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or even think, according to the power in you. That is a word for somebody, okay? But are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to let go of the past, the feminine let go? And are you able to replace it with your new reality? Okay? So jump into the FEA, message me, say hi, let me know why you're there so I can respond to you and help you get started. Once again, that's free to try it out. And there's so much good master classes and trainings in there for you. And I love you, ladies, so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today.